Children with autism don't have many opportunities to experience live performances, but Lincoln Center Education has put together an immersive production for kids on the spectrum that promises to be a theater experience like no other. Executive Director of Lincoln Center Education, Russell Granet, and Jonathan Shmidt Chapman, the Artistic Director of the Trusty Sidekick Theater Company, are the creative team behind this production, and we're very lucky to have you here to tell us all about it. Thank you so much for coming in.
Sure.
I know it's early on a weekend. Russell, tell us a little bit about just the show and kind of what audiences can expect from it.
Sure. Well, 2 years ago, we commissioned Trusty Sidekick to create an original piece of theater for kids on the spectrum. We didn't necessarily know what we were getting ourselves into at that point, so that's why we needed the 2 years to really explore what the possibilities are. And what we learned is that children on the spectrum are very different. It is a spectrum, and kids run the range from being totally communicative to not really understanding what's happening on the stage. So with Trusty Sidekick, we really looked at all kinds of things that would address their issues. So for instance, you walk into Lincoln Center and you're greeted by musicians as soon as you walk in. We know that segues can be a challenge, so the musicians ride up the elevator with the young people into the theater and they begin the process of getting to know the space that they're in. And Trusty did just an amazing job at really tailoring the performance for each individual child. And
I know 2 years went into making this. What was that creative process like?
Yeah, Trusty Sidekick Theater Company assembled a team of about 20 artists. And over the course of those 2 years, we partnered with 3 different schools focusing on populations with autism so that we could really understand the kids that we were working with, taking moments that we discovered in the rehearsal room and testing them out with our audiences to see how it engaged the kids. And that was incorporated back into the show, which ended up becoming a story about, loosely based on Around the World in 80 Days, a hot air balloon ride through the sky with the Fogg Family Balloon Society.
And I know Russell touched on segues being difficult sometimes for kids on the spectrum. I know many of them have sensory issues. Some like to get up and walk around. Others like to kind of be on their own. How do you adjust for all of that?
This show was designed from the ground up for young people with autism, so we really wanted to create the show around their needs. The entire space is sensory friendly, so when the kids walk in, they're seated in seating units that are shaped like hot air balloons in comfortable chairs that are flexible, so they encourage mobility. And throughout the course of the show, the story is told through multi-sensory interaction. So for example, when we go through the clouds, the kids feel wind from fans, they feel mist. Actors are paired with them one-on-one to be able to tailor the experience for each individual child so that the story is told through multiple senses.
And Russell, the timing of this is interesting because we just recently saw this whole controversy at the K&I when a child believed to be autistic had an outburst, and the actor actually chastised the audience for getting upset and asking the mother to leave. It's raising awareness about this whole issue, I think something people haven't thought of. How limited are these experiences for kids on the spectrum, and are you trying to foster more of them?
We are. I mean, there are a lot of sensory-friendly productions at this point, and we thought the work that we were doing around commissioning something original for kids on the spectrum was something that more theaters should be looking at. And I'm thrilled to say that there are about 25 theaters throughout the United States who are coming to Lincoln Center to look at our work. And if we can't possibly address all the need in this city for the kids on the spectrum, but if theaters throughout the country can begin to do this work, immersive work, work that is original to these young people, I think we could really change the landscape of theater.
Well, we know The Lion King just recently did one of these performances, so it does seem to be catching on at least.
And it's a huge audience.
I know your show is sold out. Are you adding more performances?
We did extend until November 1st. There is a wait list even on the extension.
Wow, so that just goes to show how high the demand is. Right. Well, thank you both so much for this incredible work and for coming in to tell us all about it. We really appreciate it. For more information on Up and Away, the production, you can head to our website, cbsnewyork.com. This is CBS Sunday Morning. We'll be right back.